So when we arrived on scene, it was low tide. Tide was starting to come in, and the tide comes in very quickly in this area, so we had to work fast. Typically when large whales strand, there's only one option, and that is humane euthanasia. But the animal looked in decent health condition, and we decided we don't know that this animal can't make it. Let's give this animal a shot. The animal was almost completely high and dry, so we collected a blood sample. We provided treatments for stress and shock. As we were doing the health assessment, we started using a set of specially made pontoons. Stretcher with 2 large air-filled pontoons that will assist us in refloating the minke whale. Challenge is those pontoons were made for pilot whale refloating and not a minke whale, so they were a bit small for the animal we were trying to move. While we were able to refloat the animal in the incoming tide, then the challenge was we still needed to get her out of danger. As soon as the tide would change and go back out again, she was going to restrand and likely would have died. On 3, 1, 2, 3, push. So we used the vessels, used the same techniques that we used for herding dolphins, and herded her over 5 miles out to deep water access. Typically, that's where the story ends. Once the animal swims off, we have no other information on whether the animal survived. But because we used one of the temporary dolphin satellite tags, we now were able to track the animal. Because we don't want to release an animal that's just going to swim off out of sight and die a miserable death. We want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And not only did that minke whale make its way out of Cape Cod Bay, she then headed south offshore of the Turks and Caicos, and then made her way up the east coast of the United States. In that time, that whale traveled over 83 days, over 10,000 miles. While it is very rare for large whale rescues to occur, no one had been able to document prior to that and say, yes, that animal swam off and that animal thrived. And because of that temporary satellite tag, we were able to say that. Being on that cutting edge and being innovative is what really gets me excited about the work that I do.